Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back once again to Fat Cat Collections. Today, guys, gonna do another quick. I'm gonna try unboxing / review of another product by VONT. If you're not familiar with VONT, they're another Amazon seller. I believe they have their website as well, and they specialize in kind of LED products. So you have LED bicycle lights, which I've reviewed over the past, flashlights, headlamps, that kind of stuff. So LED related products. So today they were nice to send me one of their 32, I think, feet or meter LED lighting strips. So let's see what you get here. So normally I don't always do the unboxing, but today I'm gonna do that because I just got this in the mail yesterday. And honestly, you know, with stuff like this, I have so many LED lights, as you can see, all over the place that I have to really think about where I'm gonna add this. You know, a lot of times getting stuff like this, sometimes I save it for the future. I'm gonna try to find a spot for this. I'm just not really sure yet. It's hard to not want to put these somewhere. So that's why my power bill is $140 a month. When anyway. All right, so let's check them out. So, and when we're done with this particular video, I will, I didn't open up the link here to give you guys the price, but I'll find that with you guys on film here. So, open up the box here. They got this little kind of, I don't know, you know, kind of cool. I guess you have this a basic cardboard box. You guys know I never really get, who cares about the box, but kind of cool. They hit you with that bam, with that blue. As far as the LEDs, to me, these are very similar to a lot of the basic LEDs that you're going to find all over the place. AliExpress, Amazon, eBay. With these, I'll say that the connection point here is a little bit nicer. Another thing I like about these is that the RGB and the white are all under one LED, I'm going to say chip, I know it's not the right word for one LED light. I found over the years, some of the other ones actually separate the RGB. Some of the cheaper ones, so here's just a little bit of information for you. If you are going to get LED lighting, just don't only go off price. Like, you guys know I'm really big about value, but when you have RGB strips like this that have the separate RGB, some of them don't even have the white, and what they do is they basically layer the RGB in order to create white, right? And it's always kind of like a multicolored white. So as you get closer to the LED, you can see the colors overlap, and that's when they separate the LED. Now these, we're going to find out what these look like. These actually have a individual LED, again, chip, it's not the right word for it, but we'll see where the RGB, how it's projected out of here, so to speak. A lot of times companies will actually put the RGB bulb on here. That's how they layer different colors to get the different colors, but for whites, they're never great, right? So unless they've added like a white light on here, we won't know till we try it, right? So again, this is the 32-foot version here. It says here 36 watts, 3 amps per strand. So that's good to know. Of course, they gave me the power supply. Pretty basic, pretty large actually. Nothing really too different there, right? A couple, these are the 3M attachment strips. I'm not sure how that actually attaches. Looks like it just kind of clips into the side of the LED. We'll open those in just a second here. You get the controller here, which is pretty cool. Got a little 3M on the back. And a couple different functions here. I believe power, brightness, maybe color cycle. Let me just pop these open here. We'll see what this looks like. Try to do this on camera. Not the best doing this on camera. See what you get here. That's pretty cool. So they have 2 attachment points for these. So this is kind of nice if you have a situation where, let's say you're plugging this in centrally located somewhere. A perfect example would be like my cabinet where I did my under cabinet LEDs in my kitchen. I was able to, how did I do that? I was able to, trying to think how I did it. I think I basically plugged in 2 different strips and I went left and I went right because the power outlet was above the vent hood. So I basically came down and had to use 2. With this, you get 1 power supply and 2 connection points, 2 female connection points. So you can hook up 2 different strands and run them 2 different directions. Just makes it a little bit easier for the install purposes. Let me just plug this in, see how it connects here. It is nice that they've kind of shape this where it only plugs in one way. I'll tell you, a lot of times the cheaper ones, you're trying to figure out which way to, and again, this is not like a big deal. You do it twice. You either plug it in, you get it right the first time, or you flip it around if it's not correct. But I do like the fact that these lock in And of course, you can only plug them in one way. Let's see what they look like. Let's see what the LEDs look like here. And it's going to plug this in here. Let's see what we get. Alright, so just turn them on here. So you can see the white on these. Hopefully you can see. It's really kind of a really light, kind of bluish color. So let me run through the color cycle here. So what they've done is, let me turn it off real quick. I'll turn it back on in a second. So what they've done is each chip has the different colors on that particular LED. So what they're going to do is layer the different colors, which is pretty standard. You know, red and green make blue. So they have an RGB, so they have a red, a green, and a blue. And what they do is for those other colors besides those colors, they will layer different colors to blend those colors to get the color you select, right? If I worded that at all correctly. Now, what happens with that is when they try to do white, it always comes out like a really light blue. So downside to these is if you are going to use these for, you know, I know for me, I really like, certain times I like the blue, and you know, you guys know, you know, based on my videos, I always have a blue light on. Really cool, I like that kind of comfort lighting, but sometimes I just want that really dim, warm white, that real dim, soft glow. These aren't going to give you that. These are going to be a really cool white. If you try to adjust that color, you're not really going to be able to get, you're going to get more of an orangey or yellow tint. You're not going to get the really nice warm white that you're going to get with a strip that actually has an individual white, we'll call it chip, right? Or bulb or light or LED on the strand. So great for RGB, not the best for pure, just regular white. So let me just turn it back on here. We'll see what else they do. Oops, hit the right power button, probably help. You got like a flashing mode. So the top button's going to run you through the different sequences here. We have a green, red, a green. No, what does that do? We press and hold it and see what it does. Oh, so that's your brightness. Alright, so that's cool. So you can really dim them down. You can see it's, hopefully you can see it. It's hard to tell on video, but they're a lot. Let me just go back to regular. See how far we can dim them here. Alright, so it does it in steps. So that's kind of cool. You just press and hold it. Low. Let's see what we get here. Medium. No. So we got 5 or 6 different brightness levels. So that's kind of cool. The blue is kind of that's more of like an aqua than just a regular solid blue. No, deeper blue. Kind of a magenta. Alright, so you guys understand. I don't need to tell you guys. You guys know what colors are, right? So pretty straightforward, pretty basic. I can't really say that these are any, let me turn them off, any different than a lot of the other LEDs that I've reviewed. Again, I do like the fact that they lock in. I'll tell you a lot of times what I do is I put some tape on because they keep getting unplugged. I like the fact that they lock in. And let me just take a look at the strand and see what they look like here as far as the quality of the strip. Other LED lights I've reviewed like this actually have sort of the LED encased in like almost like a plastic. I don't think these do that. No, so these are just basically the really thin tape. They have an adhesive on the back. These are great. Downside to these is they're not as durable. And again, I want to say this, take this with a grain of salt. They're not as durable as the ones encased in the plastic, right? But generally, the ones encased in plastic are more of like weather resistant, right? These are not. These are indoor lights, or you know, lights that are, put them somewhere they're not going to be subjected to any kind of moisture, right? But the nice thing about these, because they are lighter, is that they stick to like almost anything. So a lot of times when you're going to be sticking LEDs in places, you always want to clean the surface with a little alcohol, right? Give it a good clean wipe, get the dust off it. But these generally will stick to like porous things like wood, unfinished wood, like under cabinets and stuff like that. I've had really good luck with how sticky these are. So that works pretty good. That's really about it. Now, as far as the control on these here, let me just unplug them for a second and see what they say about. They give you a lot of the mounting tabs, but these, to me, just seem like they. Let me crack one of these open here, and we'll see what we get. I don't know if I like these, to be honest with you. See, I just don't. These clips to me don't really make any sense. But let me just. While we're doing this, let's just see what they look like. All right, so these things don't really make any sense to me whatsoever. So what they do is they have a little double stick tape here, and they have the ability to put a screw in there, and they do come with the screws too. What these do is when you stick up the strip, these allow you to kind of go over the top and just kind of give them a little extra support, and just kind of tack them against the wall or whatever surface you're putting them on, like that. So you're still going to stick these to the wall, and then this is going to just basically go over the top of them. They don't actually stick to this at all. Again, depending on how you may mount this, I don't know. You might reverse it, and you could, again, screw it to the wall. I would do it the way they show you, but these are kind of, I'm dropping them all over the place. That's great. Let me get another one here. Talk about informal, right? All right, so there you go. So these basically just kind of pop over the top and just kind of hold them. I guess it's kind of nice because in the event that, you know, the stickiness starts to kind of wear off a little, there is a little something to kind of hold it in place. I'll find a use for them, absolutely. I think it's just another kind of, I guess, added security to make sure they're not going to fall off. Again, I have had LED strips that, you know, if I didn't prep the surface correctly, or if you really can't, like I said, if you have an area like under a kitchen cabinet that's really pretty porous, sometimes you have to kind of weave this around things and kind of stick it around. I found that a lot of times, you know, if it's really porous, like you know when you cut a piece of like MDF or particle board, you have that really rough kind of edge. I find that this doesn't always stick well to that. So something like that definitely will help. Put a screw in there, help to hold it down. And as far as these, I don't know if they do give you a couple alcohol wipe. These aren't going to be enough, but at least they give you something. And yeah, so if you want the full experience, there's a VONT Home app. So I assume that these lights are Wi-Fi ready. I'm actually going to, what I'll do is when I find a spot to put these and test them a little bit further, I will download the app and do another video on these. But that's really about it. Pretty straightforward. Let me just go to Amazon and we'll see what these are going for as of today. VONT LED strip. Alright, so there they are. Yeah, here it is here. So let's see what you get here. So these, for 32 feet, they're going to charge you 36 bucks. To me, it's a little bit steep. There's a lot of other options out there that are going to give you stuff or lights that are pretty similar to these. But again, I think that, I'm not sure if they sent me, I wish they had the length on here. They don't have the length on here. So it's a little confusing because you have two rolls, and I'm not really sure if these are 15 feet each or 32.8 feet each. Not really sure. But again, I'll come back and review them. So just a little bit more about them. They are compatible through the VONT app with Alexa and, damn, we said her name. And the other one, right? You have 16 million colors and music sync for home, TV, that kind of thing. What else here? I'm not going to read you all the things they try to sell you on. Most important thing is that they're Wi-Fi enabled. They work with those two smart home assistants for on, off, color change, that kind of stuff. And you can dim them down. It says switch to warm white to bright light for deep focus. I don't see these being warm. Again, you could adjust these to be warmer, but as far as I've always found with anything that has the RGB LED on them, where they layer the colors, if they don't have an individual white LED, you never really get the warm whites that you get with like a good quality LifeX bulb or LifeX strip. But still, you're not paying the price for those particular brands. So I think it's great. You know, I don't think that the price is too insane, but 35 bucks. You know, if you get the 16-foot version, $19.99. And again, I haven't priced these in quite some while. Ooh, they do have a, that's interesting. If you get the 16-foot strip today, you have a 40% off coupon. So to me, yeah, so to me that's a better value. Just get two of the 16-footers, get the 40% off coupon, then you'd get like 25 bucks for 32 feet as opposed to 36. So that's a better value. Well, what I encourage you guys to do is, like I said, when you go to the Amazon link, the link is in the description, click it, check it out. When you look at all the different Amazon lights that pop up, you know, there's so many of them. So one thing I can tell you with VONT is that I've had good luck with their other products, and I don't really have anything negative to say about them. I do appreciate their generosity in sending these out to me, I'll find a spot for them. I think really ultimately, you know, with anything that you're going to buy, a lot of the stuff that you buy off Amazon and eBay does tend to be the same stuff, just under different names. I think what's nice about having a brand name with something like this is that if you do have a problem with it, you know, generally you have a little bit of recourse, but they most likely have a 1-year warranty on these. I can't imagine they do more. Let me see if it is listed here. Oh, actually, that's interesting. So that's pretty cool. So they have a lifetime warranty. Again, that depends if the company is going to be around. It says here, it's really interesting here, they say covered for life if it's warranted against loss, theft, and defects in materials, as long as you own the product. Okay, Vaughn, we're going to put that to the test one of these days, because if something like this gets stolen, I find it hard to believe VONT is going to replace them, but we will see. I will ask that question and put it in the description. We'll see if they actually do that. But that's what they do list on here. So nice thing about having that through Amazon is if you do buy it and you have a problem, you can let Amazon know, hey, they listed this, and Amazon's pretty good about taking care of the customer. I love Amazon. So that's it, guys. That's all I'm going to say about these. Let me know if you have any questions. Drop me a comment, drop me an email. I'm always here to help. As always, thanks for watching. Thank you, VONT. Have a good day.